Lining it up. He's going for it. Oh, whoa, he's done it. He's in. He's in. He's down. He's down. Oh, he's done it.
Even with a few mistakes, I don't think
What?
that he's getting... What?
What's just happened? Oh, we're going for the backup. Here we go. Okay, we've not seen many people attempt this. The backup. You should be able to
Only
clip
the
out of the
second
bounce
person
here.
to do it.
There you go. He's done it.
Ooh. Oh.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Let's
oh,
go.
yeah.
But it looks like he's actually going for it this time.
He's going for it.
Okay, this is
go.
a big opportunity for him to catch up to Monch here. Let's see if he hits it. Oh, he's locked
Oh
it in.
my god!
Whoa! I think
Wow.
it's good.
Crypto is going for it again like the OG that he is, and he hits that.
Wow.
We need to raise some funds so that we can get...
Get what?
Has Zoe practiced behind our back? Oh, and he's out.
Shot keeps himself in that. You take that. What is he going for?
What's going on?
He's going for kid mode straps?
Reverting all the way back to kid mode strats. That's how far this run has broken him at this point. We're going old school.
I
Nails
can
it, actually
imagine.
nails
So
it.
our first waterfront warehouse skip.
Oh,
First try. No, let's not count it out just yet. He gets it.
Oh my god!
That is
Materials are pointing out he can't go out of bounds anymore as a 28.09 from Spyran. Is that what I think it is?
Let me see.
Is that what I think it is? That is a
I'm
world
thinking-
record, ladies and gentlemen.
That is
from
a
Spyran.
world record.
Ladies and gentlemen, it all comes down to this. Welcome to the Hey, Wanna Race Any Percent PlayStation Speedrunning Tournament for Spider-Man 2000 Grand Finals between the absolute legends, Nilo, the man, the PC legend himself, winning his way all the way up through the winners bracket, going up on the loser side against Spyran, another legend, the world record holder, getting his world record in the losers final match against Soda Lear. You definitely do not want to miss this stream here tonight. Hello everybody, my name is Zojalix and I am joined here today with the wonderful fellow runner and good old friend Willie Fetty. Fetty, how are you doing today?
Dude, man, I am so excited. This is electrifying. This is probably going to be the hypest match that we've seen throughout the entire tournament. I don't care how close anything's been. These are two titans of the game going against each other. They both deserve these spots. And honestly, I'm just happy to be here and commentating probably for the first time together is me and you. It's going to be crazy.
Oh, definitely. I'm so excited. This is like you just said, these guys are two titans, two absolute legends in the community are now here to race. We've got Nilo, somebody who has been a prominent PC runner for a long time now, comes into the PS scene and just starts wiping the floor with everybody. The only person in the entire tournament able to take him down up to this point is the Flying Felicia. And then we have Spyran, the Brit himself, comes out of nowhere, learns this game and tears through, becoming the world record holder on PlayStation for both hardware and emulator. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better set of two competitors here today.
Now, before we get into their stats, before we get into anything else, chat, do I have some exclusive video footage for you guys just for the fans? I may have or may have not done some exclusive interviews with both of these and may have flown someone out to my house for this. If we could just go ahead and get that rolling for y'all. Hello, Spider Runs and the community. I am Willie Fetty, your correspondent on the ground, and I am joined today by the racer of today's race, Spyran.
Hello.
How are you doing, man?
Not too bad. Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure to fly out here on a cold evening. It was in England when I was south. I think it's probably going to be cold when I get back. So yeah, thanks for having me out. Fit very well into your room. Thank you for making space. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, definitely. I had to scoot some things over, but I just needed to have you out here for the interview.
Yeah,
I thought
appreciate it.
the
Yeah, thank
I
you.
thought I thought the fans might need this, so I just made sure to make it happen. And
Excellent.
trust me, I got your flight on the way home. I already booked it up, so
Perfect.
you'll
Yeah.
be there for the race. Don't worry,
Lovely.
you'll be
That's
there.
the most important thing. Yeah, thank you very much.
Right, right. Honestly, like I see the shades, so your boy got to put on the shades too. We
Nice.
gotta we got to match this time, the cool factor. But man, just let's go ahead and start off strong. How are you feeling going into these last races, man?
Oh, a mix of emotions, really. Scared, I guess, is first of all, just because I think now, especially after the last race, for those who didn't see, we got world record on a race, which is insane. So coming from that now, I feel like people have high expectations on me, and so I hope to be able to deliver on those expectations. So I was scared, and of course, obviously, because of who my opponent is in Nilo, he has beaten me before in a race in this tournament, and so that's scary as well, meaning that I've got to like come in and try and not lose to him this time. So I feel like I'm on the back foot in that sense as well. Excited though, I am excited. It's cool that we're here now at the end after nearly 3 months of this tournament, that we finally kind of reached the conclusion now, and to be part of that conclusion is very exciting. Running especially, which is really cool. And yeah, I guess just scared, excited, and happy to be the one running against Nilo in the finals.
Definitely, definitely. I think if it was anybody else, they'd be way more terrified than
Yeah,
you. But
that's fair.
let's talk about it for a little bit, man. The journey to get here. This tournament, like crypto, shout out to crypto by the way for
Of
putting
course.
this on. Honestly, this tournament has pushed everybody to new heights and just, it has built up the community in such a way that I haven't seen my whole time being here and my whole time beforehand whenever I was watching, this game being played. Let's talk about this for a little bit. Your journey, man. You started off, really hot, then got really cold in some runs. Obviously due to the race environment, putting
Mhm.
pressure on everyone. Nilo ended up finding more skips during the run. We figured out way more ways to break the game.
Yeah.
Handshake agreements, all that stuff, right? Let's talk about that journey, man. How, like, from starting out in this race to now, getting a world record against Soda in your last
Yeah.
race. Like, honestly, how has that journey been for you? What's that mindset been like, man?
Yeah, it's been really cool. To start off, see, I was obviously coming into the tournament fairly confident that I could place highly, just because of where I felt I was at as a runner of this game. But it's crazy to think like that I've reached the point where it's like, yeah, I feel like I'm better than ever. It feels more like running the game. It almost feels like second nature now in a weird sense. Maybe that's a point against me. I don't know if I've been spending too much time on this game. Maybe I need to go touch grass or something. I think
Go
maybe it's
sometimes with the wife.
yeah, exactly. Maybe that's I need to reflect on that a little bit. But yeah, it's been really cool. Yeah, to start off coming in, not really knowing how the tournament was going to go, what to expect. I guess even just like from a production side of things, obviously I've been helping run the production end of things. I've been able to come in and kind of make this experiment with some stuff and learn some stuff about how to put on a broadcast like this and how to make it look fancy and look cool with the different things, but make it easy to do at the same time, where we don't have loads of people having to press loads of different buttons for things to work. That's been a really cool aspect of it as well, the kind of production side of things. But as a runner, yeah, it's been really cool to progress over this tournament. We've seen, like you said, Skip's been introduced like at the very start of the tournament or just before the start of the tournament, and then during the tournament things being found and discovered as well, which has been crazy that people have had to implement those as well so quickly in order to try and get advantages over other people, which has been really, really cool to see, myself included, obviously needing to pull some of those stuff out as well. Yeah, I feel like I'm the best that I've ever been, which is really cool. That I feel like I've reached that point. I don't feel like I've plateaued at any point. Obviously, some runs, as you said, I haven't been great, but that is down to my own detriment and my own fault. So I know where things can go wrong, and so it's just up to me now to not let those things go wrong during a race, which is easier said than done, obviously. But yeah, the journey's been cool. The journey's been really exciting. I'm glad we've had this opportunity as a community to come together and do this and kind of all grow together. I think that's been another really cool fact as well. Yeah, just seeing everyone else grow, not just me.
Right, and we'll get back to the production here in a minute because I got a couple questions about that. But speaking on just, the progression of everyone in the tournament, right? Like it's who has been your favorite runner so far in terms of
Ooh.
just like progression or just anything like that, or your favorite race in general, right? Like who has been that runner that you've been keeping your eye on that they've progressed so far, and just honestly, like with all the new skips, like you said, being figured out during this race, just seeing people like who have you seen that is your favorite runner?
Yeah, it's hard to choose really because there's a few people I could choose for a few different reasons. The first one that comes to mind when you ask that question is someone I don't know if he'd expect me to pick him, but just because I think he maybe felt a bit kind of downtrodden and a bit sad about his exit from the tournament. But Chuck, I think, genuinely has been one of my favorite runners to watch, despite him not having won any of his races. I think just looking at the stats alone, if you just were to look at the stats and see that he hadn't won any races, that really is like a poor reflection on his actual progression, his actual like performance in those races. I think he had some really, really unlucky moments to not win some of those races that he performed in. But just to see him come in as someone who is a new runner to the community, to come in to pull off some of these harder tricks, to have the tenacity as well to not go for some of these harder tricks that maybe someone might have avoided doing just because, or maybe they don't feel like they're ready enough, or didn't put enough practice in. Seeing him get better and better over the like tournament as it's gone on. Again, obviously didn't win any races, but I think that doesn't reflect his improvement at all. He obviously had shared with Jesse as well the moment they both fell through the subway, which is always cool that we got to see that, because I didn't even know you could do that. That was brilliant. So we got to see that from Chuck as well as Jesse. But yeah, like sad moments aside with that kind of stuff, yeah, his improvement has been really good. I hope we see more Chuck in the future. And obviously, having shared the commentary desk with him a few times as well, and obviously we're both having babies at the same time, which is like crazy. I think we're like nearly the same person. He's like one of 4 boys as well, which I learned the other day, which is like, okay, maybe we're the same person. It's a bit strange. Yeah, Chuck definitely has been a standout for me, despite his exit in the tournament as it was.
Now, I will say, before we'll get back to the tournament here in a second, but just honestly, how do you feel about the achievements from all these runners offline, including you, right? Like,
Yeah, right.
everybody pushing themselves to, practice, get better for this tournament, learn the new skips, everything like that. We've been seeing people's personal best just shoot up and, give people heart attacks from how fast that they're shooting up, right?
Yeah.
So I just want to know, like, from a speed runner, not from someone who, is doing really well in the tournament, anything like that, right? Like no tournament base, no tournament bias, no nothing. From a speed runner of this game, someone who loves this game. What's your reaction to these achievements that all of these new runners who are coming in and old runners coming back? How do you feel about the achievements that they're starting to get, honestly, because of this tournament?
Oh, it's been brilliant. I think that's easily been one of my most favorite aspects of this tournament. Is outside of the tournament, then seeing people put in the work because they want to win, they want to improve, and they just want to get better. So yeah, it's seeing people offline do the runs like Monch. I think is a big example of someone more recently, especially as well. It's been just putting in the grind, man. He has really been putting in the grind, and so he's now like topped his PB a couple of times, which is brilliant. I'm hoping we see more of that from other people as well, coming into the as we're finishing the tournament and potentially moving on then to like your no skips tournament that you'll be running. I hope we still see people do these other runs, these 80% runs, and come back and do more work. But yeah, the improvement over the course of this kind of time period outside of the tournament, like you say, not just in the tournament, has been brilliant. And I really hope that it continues and people continue to put the work in, because I know there's a lot of people who have times on the leaderboard, the speedrun.com leaderboard at the minute, that I know they could just smash to pieces like on a good day. So I hope we see that from a lot of people.
Right. I've been excited about it too, being a runner, chiming in for a second. I know this is your interview,
Yeah, no,
but chiming in for a second, like I've been just personally proud of every single runner, just in what they've been able to achieve on the tournament and off the tournament, and just pushing this category forward. I'm in love with just the amount of support this is starting to get. So I completely share your sentiment on that one. But let's get back to, you know, one of the we'll get to a big topic here in a second, but before we do, honestly, let's talk about the production side of this thing, because
okay.
not a lot of people know, from just watching. Only really any people inside the community know that, you know, Crypto had this idea for the tournament, gave us the brackets, and, you know, was like, hey, who wants to race, right? Like, who wants to prove that they are the 80% king, put the crown on their head, right? And you know, didn't have any way to really start it. And then, you know, we made the Spider Runs channel for Web the Record and for our other events that we held. And you just started knocking it out on the production side. If anyone wants to go to the YouTube, go to Spider Runs on YouTube, and you will see the progression from the first seeding phase match till now. The production has amplified and got bigger and bigger and bigger. Tell me a little bit about that. Tell me about the insight, how the running the production side has been going, the struggles. Like, what has been your goal with you know, making this just seem like an honest to God, this could be looking like, it looks like a GDQ tournament, right? Like,
Yeah.
what has been that thought process?
Yeah, this has been, I think, one of the other like exciting aspects of this from like a personal standpoint. So I guess a little bit of background about me for those who don't know. So I primarily do a lot of freelance like video editing work and things like that. So I've dabbled in a lot of kind of that side of content creation and production and things like that. But like the live aspect, like live streaming aspect, is always something I've been interested in, and then kind of progressing on for that because I enjoy like esports and stuff like that, like putting on a tournament and being able to like showcase that and stream that to a high quality has always been like it's always fascinated me, and I always wonder how they do all these cool things on the streams and in tournaments where they get like stats up on the screen, they pull all these things through, and how they make it easier as well, as opposed to just being like a million text files that they just have to like hide and unhide and place in the right places. So the process of learning for this tournament to be able to make things look as good as I hope they look as they look at the minute. It's been really cool. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Like the OBS, I know outside of OBS, vMix is the other production like live streaming kit that I know a lot of bigger tournaments use, because that has like crazy things that you can do within vMix that is a lot very fancy. But OBS just on its own as a piece of kit is crazy, and all the plugins that you can add to that to make it look fancy, all the stuff you can do outside. Like, so the way that the tournament essentially works and all the stats and displays on the screen work, it's just a Google sheet that I have that ties into OBS through a little program that just swaps text in and out as we swap it in through. It's crazy, and it's easy to learn for anyone who wants to give it a go as well. So I hope, if that is of any interest to anyone who's been watching this tournament and thinking, oh, this production looks quite cool, I wonder how hard it... Honestly, as it was hard. Obviously, it's hard to put together because there's obviously a bit of graphic design in there to make it look fancy and things like that. But in terms of an actual pure like tech side of the production, just in terms of how to import like text files in the way you want to, how to position things right. If anyone has looked at this tournament and thought, oh, this looks really cool, I'd like to learn how to do that. I hope that has inspired maybe someone to take a look, because it's, yeah, really, if you know where to look, I think that's the hardest thing initially, is knowing where to look and knowing what to do. But if anyone wants to, like, feel free to reach out, like, honestly, and I can walk you through that dead easy, and hopefully get you interested and get in as well. Yeah, the production side has been really, really cool to just kind of progress and learn over the course of the tournament. It's given me a good reason to do it outside of just like messing around in my own free time. This has been a good excuse to be able to put the time in and put the like effort in and figure out exactly how this all works. Yeah, it's been really cool.
Listen, man, I could tell that there's a lot of passion behind it too. So that's what makes it, you know, gold. And honestly, for anybody out there watching, you know, I might be able to convince Spyran to give a little, you know, YouTube tutorial about it.
Yeah,
you know,
masterclass. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah,
give a little free masterclass, a little bit of the sauce out for anybody. So maybe stay tuned on that for his YouTube. But man, also another thing, like, you know, it kind of ties into production, kind of not, you know, with our hosts and everything like that. We've had a lot of different hosts over this entire tournament, you know, runners coming in after their races, or people that you wouldn't think would be announcing coming in and showing their shine, that they can actually, you know, get these commentates in, like watch these races, be in awe, just like the audience, right? And honestly, one of those people is your wife. Recently has
course,
been,
yeah.
coming in and talking. For anybody who doesn't know, it's Bunting. If you see her on commentary, the main thing is that how does it feel to like, because honestly, you've commentated with her, right? Like you've been commentating with her. How does it feel like just introducing, like, because that's what we're doing with this race, is we're introducing new people who have never seen this game into a race, but you're getting to see it firsthand. So how does it feel like having, a new person come in and just you helping them along the ropes? Because obviously she's watched your races, but like, in your runs, but just adding people that you would never think would commentate. Like, how does that, work into the puzzle pieces?
Yeah, that has been a really fun aspect. I guess that kind of came about, not accidentally, but kind of inadvertently, just because some runs people were working and then people were busy, so it was like, oh, we have to try and squeeze someone in. So I thought, well, instead of just me commentating by myself, why don't I pull her in and see if she wants to give it a go? And yeah, she did. I think she's done a really good job, and she's enjoyed it, which is the most important part, that she's enjoyed it as well. I think, yeah, just the community aspect, again, we've talked about this a little bit kind of over the course of the interview, but the community aspect of people being willing to come in and do the commentary, being willing to like put the camera on. Obviously, like Sotoli is like turning his camera on was like a big moment. It was really, really fun to see that he like wanted to do that and did that as like a little special moment for the stream. Just, yeah, seeing people like want to come on and do those things and want to come on and commentate and want to come on and share in those moments has been really fun, and I hope it continues. I know we've, outside of these, or at least I should say before this, maybe not outside of this, before we started doing these kind of more community focused like tournaments and events and things like that, I know we didn't really interact with each other massively outside of like our own streams, when people would hop into like streams and chat along and things like that. So to have these now moments where the races end, the stream ends, and we're all still sat in Discord for like 30-40 minutes later, still like chatting away about whatever's gone on and things like that, that's been really fun to like share that with everyone. So yeah, I hope that continues. And yeah, Bunting, obviously, I think she's gonna potentially pull some runs in further down the line. Keep an eye on her stream, I guess. We might be coaching her through the game. She's got to play through casually first. I don't think she's ever played through the game fully casually yet. Which she says is funny, because now she's not really going to know what to do. Having seen the speed runs, she's going to get to some levels and be like, I don't even know how you complete this normally. Like, what am I actually supposed to be doing? So that'll be fun to see that.
That's a little surprise. You spoiled the surprise that I guess you've heard it here first, that his wife is going to be in the No Skips Invitational. So we gotta get her prepared to be able to run these levels without what she's seen you do, which is exactly. Not play the level. So I think that's going to be fun. But to get back on topic a little bit, maybe get a little bit more, more into it, a little bit more vocal, because I know this is what people came here for, right? Nilo's wearing the crown right now, right? Nilo's in the top spot. We are going to have an interview with him later, so stay tuned for that. But Nilo is in the top spot right now. That man is sitting when it won all of his matches. He's like, except for seeding phase, but he won all of the matches that mattered, and he's sitting on top waiting for you today, right?
Indeed.
How are you feeling about that? Are you nervous? Like, is it,
hell yeah,
do you need to pull out another world record? Like, what's going through your head right now?
I mean, it feels like that. It's very similar to how it feels when I race like you. I mean, anyone really, honestly, I would be lying if I said I didn't give everyone like the respect, in the sense of, I know I couldn't pull any punches. I knew I had to put in everything I could to be able to beat everyone, because I knew that would be sometimes what it like took to be able to pull out some of these races, just because of the performance everyone has been putting in. So yeah, to come up against Nilo now, who's someone I've already lost to in this tournament, is very scary. I think there's more. I feel like there's more pressure on me as well, just because of the world record run that we had in the last race. So now it's like, oh, I hope people aren't necessarily expecting that again, because that felt like a once in a lifetime like crazy run. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull that off again. If we do, brilliant. If not, I'm hoping at least we can keep it close to that time. But yeah, Nilo, it's going to take a good run to beat him. I mean, even that run I lost to him was still like a 30 something, which some people haven't even got that like during their runs in this tournament. And so to lose even still with like a 30 whatever it was that I lost, and him getting the 29, I think he got a 29 in that race.
Yep.
Yeah, clearly I'm gonna have to come out swinging because I'm gonna lose otherwise. So yeah, I'm coming in with the mindset that I have to run as if I'm running for world record, because otherwise I think I'd be dealing massive like disrespect to Nilo. I think he absolutely deserves me at my best, because that's the only way I'm going to win. And two, yeah, just because I know that without some of these harder tricks to pull off, I might drop the ball again. So yeah, scared, but hopefully confident that as long as everything goes fine, I can pull it off.
All right, now that we got the juicy bit out of the way, I just got two more. I just got two more questions for you, man. One, what is your favorite moment from this race so far? Like from these races so far? I know you have to have a favorite moment somewhere in there.
Yeah, I guess I can kind of point to two things almost. So favorite general kind of overall moment is something kind of I talked about a little bit in one of the previous questions, is just that everyone coming together as a community and just kind of enjoying each other's company and having fun with this tournament. I think as a general kind of tournament moment, the community aspect of it has been really, really good, and that's been one of my favorite parts of just being able to chat to people a bit more than I normally would and get to know everyone a little bit better than I have before. That's been brilliant. In terms of like a race moment, obviously the world record's like an easy answer.
Right.
That's like obviously a crazy thing that I've never expected to have happen in a race environment. But just in general, I think everyone's had kind of their own little funny moments, which has been nice. And I'm glad everyone's not taking this like too seriously, and that it's not like, oh, there's something crazy's happened and we get upset or dejected. I think everyone's kind of just like kept it lighthearted and nice. Lots like a few points. Like obviously everyone falling out of bounds on Monster Rock, like we've had that happen a few times in this tournament, which is like crazy. It's like that just never happens, and we had it like twice, 3 times or something in this tournament, which is like ridiculous. Same with I mentioned earlier, obviously Chuck and Jesse falling through the train on Subway, which is like brutal. Yeah, I don't know if there's like one particular moment that stands out other than the world record run, just in general. But just the overall kind of community feeling that this tournament's kind of brought us all together. That's been one of my favorite kind of aspects and moments, I guess, of this tournament. Yeah.
Very humble answer. You've been PR trained very well.
Indeed.
I will say this is going to be the final question before we wrap up. It's something that I can relate to because I saw Monch starting to drop his PB before our race for an entire week of me with no practice and him dropping it down to close to my actual record that I have, or that I had. And so it almost gave me a heart attack coming into the race. This is going to be the question, but what race and like what racer that you had to go up against gave you the most nerves, gave you the heebie-jeebies, something that made your hands started shaking?
Yeah, that's a good question. I feel like there's different people I could point to for different reasons. Yeah, I think you and Sotalia will always be the ones I come in most nervous about, because I know on any given day we could all beat each other. And so coming into that, knowing that like, okay, this is actually going to be... That sounds like mad disrespectful to like everyone else.
Oh no!
I'm
sure they understand.
Yeah, I don't mean it obviously to feel like that, but like you two especially, knowing that like I said, we could beat each other on any given day, coming in and being like, okay, this is actually a potentially a scary race. Knowing that you only have the one opportunity to pull it off is scary. So you two especially, I think, have been some of the scary ones. And then Nilo has slowly become scarier and scarier as the tournament's gone on. Seeing him initially going from like coming in, being a PC runner, running on PlayStation for the first couple of times, losing to Felicia in his first race, to now at a point where he's like dropping 29s, 30s like casually, and it's like, what the flip, man? Like, this is crazy progress. So yeah, everyone's scary for their own reasons. Crypto actually initially, I guess going back to the very beginning, as we talked about Nilo's first race there, Crypto was a very, very scary moment just because he was the very first person I had to face, and only knowing him from the one run that he did on the leaderboard 6 years ago, and not seeing any other progress or anything from him in that kind of downtime, I thought, man, if he comes in and like knows all the tricks and bops me, that's gonna be like so crazy. So I was very nervous actually for that because I had no expectations of what to do or how I had to play it. If I needed to go like hard or if like I didn't have to or whatever it might be. Yeah, that was really scary actually. Yeah, Crypto's initial race before we saw the times that he put in. That was scary just because I had no clue what to expect at all from him.
Yeah, and the dude knew the advanced skips, like the ones that
Yeah,
would kill
like-
you.
Hidden switches, like as if he just pulls out like crazy every single race. What a legend!
Dude's been
honestly.
keeping up.
Yeah,
Dude's been keeping up. So he was my dark horse prediction.
Yeah.
But I will say we are all out of time. But thank you for flying all the way out to the house. I do
thank you for having
appreciate
me
it.
again. Yes.
I do appreciate it. Spider Runs, y'all don't know the work that I put in to get our interviews out here, but I am your news correspondent on the ground, Willie Fetty, and thank you, Spyran. I do appreciate it. I hope you enjoy, the state, and and enjoy it enough to get back there. And I wish you luck on your race today.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. I'll hopefully.
All right, yeah. I mean, hey, Spyran just be yapping, huh?
Yeah, did facts. Straight facts.
Well, unfortunately for everybody else, I have one more, but it's with the Nilo, and it is a lot shorter. Honestly, yeah, it's a lot shorter than that one. But Spyran, I'm just gonna go ahead and throw him under the bus. He was supposed to edit that, decided not to. So it is what it is. But yeah, we can go ahead and cut into the Nilo's one. If y'all want to go ahead and grab something to drink or something to eat or something like that, go ahead and sit back. It's not going to be that long, and then we're going to get right into the races, or right into the stats afterwards, then right into the races. Spider Runs, welcome back to our second surprise interview. I am your news correspondent on the ground, Willie Fetty, and joined with me today, someone who's sitting in the driver's seat of this entire tournament. Someone I honestly don't think anyone expected to be here. It is my good friend Niloqui. What is up, dude?
Hi, everybody. I'm
Yes.
fine. How are you?
I'm doing great. Honestly, we needed to get some interview questions or whatever. A little surprise for the community. I hope everybody's enjoying these. But how are you feeling, man? Starting off strong. First question: how are you feeling, man, going into this last race?
Well, I'm nervous. It's gonna be a pretty tough match for sure.
Definitely. And you've been working really, really hard to put that, to push your PB down. And you've been working really hard in these races, man. Tell me a little bit about the journey to get here, like what you've been through, your struggles, if you've had any, and just just the journey of the races in general.
Well, definitely coming from the PC port, I had to get used to the PS1 input lag, PS1 strategies, because some of them are different from the PC version. So I needed to kind of get familiar with them. A few differences here and there, and so definitely it's like another beast to conquer. Being able to actually go to get also good time on the PS1 port.
Right. And I mean, honestly, I can tell you've been pushing yourself throughout this race, as is everybody else. Honestly, it's been a blessing to see all of these racers, especially you coming from PC. Just tell me a little bit about that switch from PC to PlayStation. I know a lot of people who run PC or other platforms don't realize that PlayStation sucks. So you're one of the very few people who have, made the swap and realized that. So how is the adjustment period getting there for you?
Well, for sure, like timing of combos of input in general, because the input lag really you can really notice that if you play like on PC and then go back to the PS1, you can clearly feel that there's a clear a clear evidence for that. And like I said, other things like, for example, tunnel crawl, you cannot do the PC strat at all, because as soon as you like barely touch the water, you drown. So you have to use other strategies there.
Right, and
Doc
I'm
Ock.
oh, definitely Doc Ock, right?
One cycle Ock, definitely harder.
I was about to say, couldn't be me struggling with that at all. There's no proof. But yeah, man. Honestly, from my perspective, I think that you have adjusted very well in especially because you're on top right now, adjusting very well to running this game on a platform that honestly probably could have taken some more time in the oven before they released it. But I will say this, that I'm sure that everyone who's watching right now and everyone who has been watching these races and watching you improve is like honestly is probably sitting here thinking the same thing that I am, that we never expected you to make it this far, and now that you are here, I feel that even if you don't win today, I feel that you've kind of solidified your place as one of the best runners of all time. So congratulations. That's just me saying congratulations from me, right? Like to you of solidifying that.
Thanks.
I think everyone's proud of your performance. But let's keep this interview going a little bit. Just for, since we are in these, the last stage of this race, was there any opponents that you faced going into this that you either had to prepare more for in your mind, or someone who just scared you enough to have to push you forward? Was there any opponents like that? Did you have one person in mind? Anything like that?
Definitely Sodalier and Spyran. And I don't know if I can really pick one of the two, but both of them really. I was very nervous with both of them in the first match, and now in the second match against Spyran. So
Right. You want to divulge some secrets? Like, are you holding anything back from us? Because you're the one who's found a lot of these skips. I talked about it in the previous interview that everyone just watched, but you're the one who found a whole bunch of skips for the PlayStation version during this tournament and leading up to this tournament. Is there anything new that we're gonna see today get pulled out?
no, like new strategies or something like that.
Okay, I just
Because
had to
if
make
if
sure.
I find something, I usually share them in the Discord. So
Right. Which, if anyone's watching who isn't part of the Discord, speedrun.com, on the Spider-Man 2000s, you can find our Discord link, or we'll drop it in the chat now. But I will say this, man. These new skips, dude. Give me that thought process going into it. I know like every speedrunner has that thought process of breaking the game, like,
mm,
seeing how far we can go, like what can we do here, all of that stuff. But for some reason, your mind seems to just put together stuff and see things that no one else can see. Like, let's say stopping the fog, right? Skipping the fog, for instance, hitting those buttons over and over again. Um, how were you feeling the minute that you found these skips and they were so controversial that we had to handshake agree to not use them? Tell me what was going on through your head. Even what made you even think that that was possible, man?
I mean, I, uh, for example, for stopping the fog, I realized while I was training as usual that for some reason Doc Ock didn't say the first line when starting the level, and I
Mhm.
knew that that is like an indication for cutscene skip.
Right.
So for that, I was thinking, what did I did in the
Hmm.
run to actually cause this? And I remember that in stopping the fog, I had like the void cutscene.
Right.
So I said, okay, maybe it's connected to that. So I loaded up the stopping the fog, and I was trying to get like the void cutscene on purpose, but it felt kind of random.
Right.
So I
Right.
said, okay, there's the web cartridge, which I know like gives some problems. Like you can um trigger the switch, like even if the room is not loaded, which you cannot do with normal web. So I
Hmm.
said maybe if I use that, will change something, and I will cause something.
Right.
And then it happened to actually load two cutscenes in the same time. And then I said, okay, maybe this works. And I loaded up Mysterio, and that worked.
Man, I will say you are something else, man, when it comes to finding these things. Like you're something else. But yeah, man. Getting back to the races real quick, because I'm sure everybody wants to hear what I'm about to ask. Is there what like besides you, right? Because everybody's answer will always be themselves. Who out of all these races, man, who has been your favorite racer? Like who have you liked to see that progression from? Who's had like the craziest stuff? Who's been your favorite racer out of these events?
I don't know. I don't know if I can pick like one favorite racer. So everyone has been improving their times in one way or another. So like I like to see improvements from everyone.
Yeah, I mean, you're very PR trained, just like both of y'all are PR trained at this point. But yeah, no. Did you even did you have at all a favorite race to watch then? Like, so, out of the races, like even the recent ones, like, was there any like favorite race that you watched that was either close or something along those lines to make it exciting for you?
Well, like the last race I saw against Spyran was very, very fun to watch. But also like the like Stop Jesse against Crypto, the
Right.
closest race that we had so far. Like a difference of 10 seconds was also very fun to watch. A very close race is always
Yeah,
very
so
cool.
speaking of that last race, are you shivering in your boots right now that you're having to face the person who got a world record in a race environment on his last race?
Yes.
The nerves starting to set in for real.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
but yeah, man, honestly, I know we're all rooting for you. I know all of that. Do you the main thing I was gonna say is, you're sitting in the throne. You're on the high horse right now. You're the winner's winner, right? Like you're sitting in
Mm.
the this is the big boy, the championships. Um, this kind of ties into other racers too. I know you've been watching a lot of a lot of people's streams, probably just because you're getting more involved in the community again and everything like that. But um, this isn't really skip related. But are there anything that you've seen from our new runners, who take different routes that you've started to implement in your runs, and that you want to start implementing in your runs? Is there anything like that?
Like particular strategies and stuff.
Yeah, like strategies, movement, tech, stuff like that.
I don't know if I can think of anything like right now.
I got you. I mean, I
Mm.
definitely am putting you on the spot. I 100% understand. I'm sure if we go review footage during today's race, maybe there's some stuff there, right?
Yeah, for sure. Maybe I took something like some minor movement and stuff, but maybe I don't remember because
Definitely. I completely understand. And I got two more questions for you before we let you go, because we can't let the interviews run on for too long. But I will say this. How have you been feeling about just the race environment in general, bringing you and some other runners who normally aren't figure faces for the community, just bringing them out of out of their shells, including you, and like being able to commentate or be more direct with, on air or with people? How are you feeling about all that?
I mean, I think it's a nice environment because it lets you improve. It lets you build more confidence over a lot of things. Because if you go only for PB, you may not build like consistency over all the skips and stuff. Because if you don't get something, you can just reset. But if you have to go from in a race, you have to learn how to do a skip properly. You have to know backups because if you miss something, you have to know a way how to recover from that.
Right.
So definitely, it improves uh, your your performance. I think in general, even for PB attempts.
Right. I was more talking about the opening up side, like, like opening
Mm.
up to the community, but I definitely can see where you're coming from. And at least from my take on things. I've enjoyed even you opening up more, doing more commentary, and just kind of honestly willing to help anyone who's came into the community. I really do appreciate that, Nilo. You've kind of stepped up and been a leader lately, so good
Thanks.
on that. My last question is, is your strategy today? I'm just gonna get asked a little bit. You don't have to give me the full insight. Is the strategy today to go for a world record to beat Spyran? Do you think you need that edge, or are you just gonna play a consistent game and try to take it safe?
I mean, I don't think I can get the world record, so I'm a bit off. So I think that I will do like usual. I will try to get like a consistent run,
Right.
because in a race environment, it's, I think, the best thing. You have to maybe take some risks in a few places, but you cannot take too much risk. Otherwise, you start losing too much time.
Right, definitely. But hey, the risk might pay off, who knows. But Nilo, thank you for your time. You're currently sitting on top. You have the advantage. Right now it's 1-0. You have the advantage for this.
Yeah.
I do wish you the best. What's up?
For sure will help.
Definitely. It'll help the pressure a little bit, I'm sure. But Nilo, thank you so much for at least agreeing to the interview and also showing your face. Face cam is huge. Because not a lot of people, especially like you, Soda, everybody like that, don't really show their
Yeah,
faces that much.
I would, but unfortunately, while I play, I'm on a laptop, and
Mhm.
unfortunately, while I play, I need to be like this. So it's not like a very good, very,
You can
very
just do
good
the forehead
angle.
angle, dude, and you'll be fine. But honestly, thank you for at least taking the time to, have the interview and everything like that. I'm sure that the fans are rooting for you, and because we love seeing Spyran fail. I hope that they're rooting for you. And to everyone in chat right now, this was your exclusive interview, and I am your Spider Runs correspondent on the ground, Willie Fetty, and thank you, Nilo, for everything. All right. Well, y'all are the biggest haters in chat I've ever seen in my entire life. I try to give you guys exclusive interviews, but Spyran was supposed to cut his down. Don't know what happened there. Anyway, we are back, and I'm sorry for how long that took. Me and Zoe are back, and we're gonna run through these stats so we can get straight to what y'all actually came here for, which is the races and grand finals. Honestly, Zoe, why don't you take it away?
Honestly, there's not really much in terms to say that we haven't really already talked about throughout the entire tournament when it comes to these two runners. They are two of the strongest runners in the entire community, arguably the best that we have, hence why they are here in the grand finals. Now, the biggest thing that I want to talk about is what the format is looking like for the grand finals. Obviously, we've been playing with a double elimination tournament, each runner being able to do two different race potential for losses. Now, in a situation like Nilo, where he is coming in on the winner's bracket and Spyran already has one loss, essentially how this is working for the grand finals is instead of doing basically, Nilo is going to be starting as if he were to have one win. So in order for Spyran to be able to win out in this tournament, he will need to win two races in a row. Hence why the head-to-head record is showing 0-1 and Nilo showing 1-0. Also, Nilo has beat Spyran once already. But Nilo only has to win this first race in order to be crowned as your Any Percent tournament champion. So that is how this is going to be breaking down here in this grand finals. Obviously, both of these runners are phenomenal. Spyran with his best race time at getting a 28:09, the current world record, and Nilo at 29:27, still a crazy good time to be
Very
getting in a
true.
race. So this is going to be anybody's game. And with that all said and done, let's get things over to the runners. I know you guys are antsy over in the chat. Oh my goodness,
Look at him
Spyran is
looking dapper.
looking dapper.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Ooh, showing off the
oh
watch.
my gosh, man's looking good.
He said it's time for real. That's what he said.
Oh
He said it's
man.
time.
He definitely is. And with that, it will be time. Once we got our runners up on the right screens, we will be cooking and ready to web sling straight into this grand finals. Fetty, I mean, I don't know if there's anything more to say other than just let's get these boys going.
I mean, honestly, I'm waiting on Nilo right now to hit me with the yes, and it looks like both runners are ready. I know this is what y'all been waiting for. So right now, we're actually going to run. I'm just playing. No, actually, we're going to get right into it. So 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. So we did put these predictions over in chat. So you do see how that is all looking. Currently right now, y'all in chat are giving a lot of favor over to Spyran. So let's see if he is going to be able to live up to the hype. But Nilo could also be the one to strike. So this is going to be the moment right here. Both of these runners, again, achieving sub-30s in races, just these absolutely crazy times. Nilo's playing it safe in the grand finals, not afraid to take the little bit of time loss in order to keep himself alive. And honestly, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Not just because I was the one doing it, but you know, the last thing you want to do is be down 30 seconds just like that at the very start of a race. So I definitely can get behind going for that kind of a play.
Definitely. It's not like we weren't talking about it too while we were watching the videos or anything like that. But, you know, the crazy thing is too, is that Nilo's starting a little bit later on his actual time than Spyran. So we're going to have to keep a close eye on that going into here because our runners can't seem to start on time ever. But Nilo having a little trouble with the Jade Boys as Spyran enters Hostage, which, as you know, if you've been watching the races, Hostage has been taking a lot of lives, but Spyran's playing it safe by zipping up, and we could see this go. Honestly, this is anybody's race.
Spyran with a very, very clean out of bounds right now. He's got everything looking really good for him now. Hopefully the game doesn't completely break, but it doesn't look like he got the hostages. But Nilo also is forced to restart.
And Spyran having a little trouble with the hostages it finally got them all. It could give Nilo the chance he needs to actually catch up to make the level difference not that big as he's going into, honestly, stopping the bomb right now. Nilo gets 1, there's 2, and now he just needs to free the people in the other room and hope nothing else messes him up.
Yeah, just not wanting to get those shenanigans like we've been seeing already. Just immediately at the start of this race, we've got shenanigans, but Spyran looking really good. Got a very clean clip through Stop the Bomb, and he is going to, I mean, immediately, he's looking for it. Spyran, he can't, one of the, you know, I talk about this all the time in a lot of the different esports that I do. You can't keep your foot off the gas pedal. Now, obviously, you know, you're speedrunning, so the goal is to go quickly, but you know, in a situation like this, you really don't want to afford any potential for major time losses at all. Nilo with a swag little web there.
And going for he got a clean zip through the door. We see Spyran leaving bank at 243 with a 138 on his bomb. We can see if Nilo does any better because honestly, that could be catching up. It's those small little mistakes that start to get you. So we can see them start to catch up, and that's a 141 bomb from Nilo. Honestly, this is starting. Nilo's starting to catch up bit by bit here as Spyran on Race to the Bugle, one of the harder levels to kind of keep your focus on and make sure that your web swings are right as we see a dropped input from Spyran. But honestly, that focus coming into play here.
You can see on Spyran's webcam just that pure focus. He is not wanting to let himself fall at all in this tournament. Getting some beautiful swings here. That is a gorgeous Race to the Bugle. Exactly what you would want to see and what you would expect to see from our world record holder. That henchman getting a little cheeky there, but you know, he doesn't cause too much of an issue. But now the burden rests upon J. Jonah Jameson. Will he be the one to cause a possible lead shift?
I will say all day, yesterday, whenever I was going for this, I was struggling with Jonah being there, and he gets him on the last hit. Right there.
That was like almost a frame perfect tie for that to happen. You could see just the amount of relief on Spyran's face the moment he knew he could hear Scorpion That was
Yeah,
that was
man.
a scary moment, but you know he got it. But Nilo,
Nilo's looking for it,
and he's got it. Okay.
it's always scary whenever you miss a kick there because you never know if it's enough damage to be able to get Scorpion before Jonah runs out. And Spyran getting glitched into the wall and falling to his death on Chase.
No.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are honestly Nilo's in the
No,
lead.
Nilo is in the lead. Yeah, just like that. Spyran getting completely stuck from a broken swing. A lead shift on a
man.
level that I was not expecting to happen. But of course, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen in the grand finals of the tournament. And now Nilo is been the one to take over in this race. Very good job at Nilo avoiding the death corner. Nilo sitting at a 7-second lead from that. Spyran had a solid 10 to 15 seconds, but now, just like that, things have shaken up, chat. Yeah, I hope you guys, I hope you guys are as hyped about even like something like this as I am, because exactly what we want to see is just a super close race. And
Right.
obviously we're in a level like missile attack, so it's not the most interesting to watch, but you know, these runners are doing great. This has been a great race so far.
Definitely, and I will say Spyran doing the cheeky little extra zip, which is harder than it looks, and it's actually slowly putting him back in the lead as we do this, as Nilo is just going to have to crawl backwards, to be honest. So it did catch
Okay.
him up. We're still looking at about a 3-second lead on Nilo's part, but it did catch him back up, and that's where he needs to be. So we're going to see a lot of good movement from them. Hopefully, a lot of good movement from Spyran to keep him either this close or ahead on these levels to come.
Some gorgeous swings from Spyran. Nilo getting himself held up just a little bit on these girders, getting stuck on that building. Little unfortunate, but you know, not the end of the world at all. He's still sitting at a, oh geez, getting some really weird angles, but he gets shot, and I think that right there swaps the lead again. Nilo just getting some very unfortunate luck.
Now, the main thing is Spyran needs to be, I was about to say, Spyran needs to be careful here. He's going a little low as Nilo chooses to swing through the girders, which, you know, honestly, better decision on that part. But we are coming up to one of the most inconsistent tricks in the game, but these runners know how to nail it because one invented it. It is the flying spider. We should see both of them go for it here. I don't doubt that Nilo is not going to go for it, being the creator of this skip. So we will see. Okay, and Spyran getting it a little locked, but he seems to have pulled it through, and there we go.
Spyran had a little bit of a funky setup there, but Nilo, he is able to push through as well. Both of these runners are sitting very, very even right now. I think Spyran might have like maybe a full second, but even still, it's basically tied when it comes to a game like this one. Anything can shift so slightly, but you know, just like that, something as simple as a 30-second level has made the lead shift. And so these runners, they're gonna keep looking, keep pushing, fighting for everything that they can.
I mean,
trying
they have
to save every single possible frame. Beautiful movement from Spyran as he's out of the chase.
That's something we love to see, and he's going into Rhino, which honestly, even our top runners seem to struggle with sometimes, being able to get the perfect web dome strap for Rhino. We could see combo coming out from Nilo, but only time will tell as both runners are into it. Spyran giving him a little hug, but honestly is still lined up. I don't know if he's on rhythm to not get hit, but we shall see. And yep, as I predicted, Nilo going for combo here. So we should see how this works out. Web Dome is a little faster than combo, but it doesn't waste as much web. As Nilo getting missed inputs is probably going to have to go for Dome. Oh, more missed inputs from him. But,
oh no, Nilo is getting absolutely bullied.
Oh, man, I guess it's that mouse and keyboard, huh? And instead of a controller, as Spyran is on Catch Venom. And wow, Nilo is still on Rhino. It's unfortunate. He can be a bully. People look at us and may think it's real easy, but no, like as Spyran's getting stuck on a couple walls here, but honestly has a little bit of time to actually kill and catch up because that Rhino was very unfortunate for Nilo.
Spyran probably going to be opting to play this catch Venom to be very, very safe. You know, Spyran has had moments where he has lost Venom, so the last thing that I know that he wants to do is to have that happen, especially in this kind of a race situation. Spyran is easily the furthest on his back foot, since he can't afford to lose even one race. Nilo, he can afford to lose one, and he can afford to have a bad race. But, you know, if you can avoid it, you obviously want to. But you also don't need to just get completely and utterly heartbroken from one bad race if you are Nilo.
Yeah, I will say,
though, I mean, he's looking good.
Yeah, Spyran's looking fantastic. Nilo going for early Venom here. This could be very risky, but Venom seems to jump with him. So Nilo just slowly catching up by doing the risky strats here. And honestly, like you were saying, Nilo can afford to lose a race, but I guarantee you he doesn't want to, because, I mean, just the stress that Spyran's going for the new swinging route on Venom, honestly, just to keep Venom in track with him. I wonder how Nilo is going to play this last little bit, because we have seen runners lose Venom on this last little bit, and it has been unfortunate, but Spyran with some perfect swings over here, honestly, to try to keep Venom as close as possible. Oh, excuse me.
Some very nice swings coming out from Spyran, looking very, very good. Nilo now, he's going to be on the same situation. He's not going to be opting for the newer route, going to be playing what he's familiar with. Definitely a respectable play from him. You don't want to make... There's some moments where there's these small things within the... within this game where sometimes they're just small unnecessary risks, and it can be just as simple as not taking a certain swing route to make things a little bit more consistent. So I definitely give props to Nilo on that one. Nice Venom 1 from Spyran, still managing to hold on to about a 20-30 second lead at this point in time.
Yeah, and honestly, it's really all going to come down to the gauntlet whenever we get there. As long as we don't see any more major mistakes from both of them, it might honestly come down to the skips gauntlet once we get to water plant, I think is what it's called. But yeah, sewage plant. Yeah, so really, honestly, as long as there's no major mistakes, we might see Spyran go underneath the pipes here, because yep, as we do, this is the riskiest strat that you can take on these. But it does save a lot of time, and Nilo with a really good Venom 1 coming into this. We'll see if he opts for underneath the pipes. And honestly, in my mind, it's an unnecessary risk, but whenever you're racing at a high level like this, all the seconds count here.
Absolutely. And, you know, Nilo, he would be the one to pull off something crazy in a race situation, especially in a grand finals like this one. Spyran coming out of the sewage entrance. He's going to be coming into sewer cavern. Let's see how his pipes are going to be playing out. Nilo getting some beautiful on top of the pipe swings, not even needing to worry about going underneath. So
that's what we love to see.
It is time for Spyran on the pipes. How will he do? Will the God pipes come out, or will he fall? He's got one good swing right now. He's got the second one. He's going to be getting the angle, playing it. He's got that looking very good. Gets a little low, but he's got it. The beautiful upswing, and he pulls that off like a legend. You can see the smile on his face. He is a happy-go-lucky Brit, looking dapper as always, ready to hop onto the subway and relax with a cup of tea before we get into the scariest part of the run, the sewer gauntlet.
And now we're going to see Nilo go for the same thing. And Nilo getting his swings lined up is a little low, but not lower than Spyran was. And oh my God, did the game just save him there? But honestly, not too bad, but he's got to be thanking the Lord for that swing up right there.
Oh, absolutely. You know, you're in a situation like that where you think you're dead, and the game, for some reason, throws you a bone and says, all right, here you go. You can do it, and lets you go right back up onto the pipes. And now both runners are relaxing there in the subway, able to take a little bit of a breather, refill their webs. You can see Spyran, he's standing up and getting those stretches out, shaking out those nerves, keeping himself nice, cool, calm, and collected. Exactly what you need to be at this point. You know, and Fetty, let's take a look at the race so far. You know, there was a few mishaps in hostage situation, But then when it really came down to it, Spyran has just been making a lot fewer of those smaller mistakes, I would say. And that's what's kind of kept him in the lead here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if when it comes to movement, I mean, who could doubt Spyran whenever it comes to movement, right? Just being able to pick himself. Honestly, I commend him for being able to pick himself back up after these and not let it shake him too bad. He is going for like the bigger, the riskier, like just going forward. But the thing is that he hasn't, besides hostage, he hasn't really done anything wrong. He's stuck to a couple walls here and there, but he has recovered very well, and that's what's honestly put him in this position, right? He had a really good Rhino, which, you know, honestly, that is the big attributor to why he's in this position. And Nilo, yes, while he's not struggling and he's hitting the things he needs to hit, just some things aren't going his way. And, you know, this game is a lot of RNG. So whenever things don't go your way, it honestly could start taking a toll on your mind, really. And then you could be like, I'm not going to hit this skip. I'm not going to hit this skip. But Nilo seems to be persevering too. But only time will tell, really, as we get, like you said, as we get to the gauntlet to see what really happens and what really doesn't. I mean, I was about to say, how are you feeling about the race as we see Spyran miss Super Train here?
Yeah, Spyran, he's looking really good. You know, he's through the subway. I know you obviously want as fast of a subway as you can possibly get, but you know, he's maintaining his lead, and I think that is going to be really what matters. But he is coming up onto Sewage Plant, the beginning of where all of these tricks will. Things are just, it's going to be hard to pay attention to everything right now, chat, because there are just going to be skips up the wazoo happening here. Spyran lining himself up, looking for the optimal zip. Doesn't quite get it, but he is going to get a quick little aim clip. Nothing too shabby from our boy here. He's looking good. Nilo is going to be right behind him, but before we'll probably even get to Nilo, we've got Spyran coming up on to hidden switches. Got to get the pristine clip through the wall and hopefully drop into the trigger and not miss it. You definitely don't want to be in a situation where you will miss the trigger, but let's see how Spyran does it. He's going to pop right up. He's got a few good webs here. Go. He's clipped and he's through. Beautiful work from him.
Honestly, Nilo trying to set it up too. Honestly, what we pray for right here is that lizards do not start spitting, because that is the worst part. I've seen it mess up a lot of people's runs, honestly, including yours, if you want to, you know, talk bad about the lizards right now.
Don't even get me started on them.
As Nilo takes a little dip in the water for a second, getting his toes wet and not dying, but Spyran coming up onto the run killer, as it's called. It's a tunnel crawl. We've seen a lot more skips, a lot more developments in these levels, but these two are professionals. As Nilo goes left side here. Oh, no.
Spyran has fallen. He dipped his toes a little too far into the water and has died. And now, just like that, we are tied right back up. This is definitely a scary situation for Spyran, and an opportunity here for Nilo to be able to strike back if he's able to do this on his first attempt. You can see Spyran, he's starting to look a little shaken here, but you know, this isn't the killer. He's definitely not out of this at all by any means.
Those are some good zips right there. Them good zips probably put him a couple seconds in the lead, even though Nilo starts slow. We get a zip cut from Nilo, which is super dangerous on this level. Both of them looking beautiful getting through it, especially Spyran on the second time. Spyran needs to nail this trick first try, honestly, to keep this lead up. They're not that far apart, and Spyran is lined up looking at this beautiful flying section, and we should see him go right into the load zone as Nilo is setting up for the trick. I guarantee you Spyran's going to get going for Fetty Fall here. Nilo must be thinking to himself how important the rest of these skips are if he is paying attention to the stream at all.
Nilo with a beautiful spider fly himself, doing a fantastic job keeping this race very, very close. Spyran is through, has got the Lizard's Mane's fall, looking great. And Nilo is going to be attempting it himself. He's trying to find the angle.
Let's see how it goes. There it is.
Falling through. He's got some good zips so far. He's holding on to it. Doesn't want to risk it too much, and he's got it. Beautiful work from Nilo. And now we've got Spyran. You know, we talked about the gauntlet. Here it is. Spyran coming up onto the Lizard's Maze skip, ready, looking. He's trying to get the zip, having a little bit of issues getting himself clipped through. Just can't quite seem to find it, but now he's got it. No awkward falls from him so far. Looking really good. He's got the clip. He's nice and through, going on to Venom to Nilo, almost falling into the water on that right side. Holy cow, everything has gotten quite spooky, but Nilo himself is now geared up for the skip. He's got a much faster clip and is able to get himself through as well. Beautiful work from both of these runners.
You can honestly tell by the inputs that both runners are nervous right here as we get a good first spawn from Spyran. But honestly, Spyran's Lizard Maze is one of the best in the game as he gets a second Venom spawn right next to him. All he needs is some web balls now. But honestly, you honestly don't see anybody do it like Spyran whenever it comes to Maze. Because that boy no-look zips and everything. But we're hoping that Nilo's hoping right now that he gets 3 perfect spawns, and there is 1. Let's hope that he gets 3 to catch him back up just a little bit here as he gets number 2. Honestly, you don't see that too often, chat. I'm just going to go ahead and let you know right now. And a third one across, so their spawns are looking about the same as Spyran is going for the bugle skip. Honestly, this right here has killed a lot of people, but, you know, as we got to say, it looks like he's through, and all he needs to do is jump into this load zone. Hopefully, Nilo's got the same dog in him that Spyran does to be able to keep this up.
Honestly, great sewer from, couldn't have said it better than Ink did just now. Great sewer from both of these runners. Spyran getting spit, but it doesn't seem to bother him as he clips out and is going to get a beautiful jump right into the trigger. Nilo going for the safer option.
And struggling a little bit.
For the bugle skip. Yeah, he definitely is having a little bit of issues right now, but he's able to get himself clipped through. Spyran, though, he's going to be going for under the presses. He's out of bounds. He's looking good so far. He's got the deload. He just has to hit the trigger.
And he saved himself right there, and there it is. I mean, honestly, going for under the presses in this type of environment, whenever he was against Soda, I said it then, going for under the presses in this type of environment is so scary because if you don't do it quickly, you are losing time. And we are coming up to basement, for Spyran, which is one of those killers. So I'm hoping that, you know, as Nilo goes for just normal presses here, I'm hoping that Spyran is fully prepared for this as we are about to see some good swings from Spyran as he gets under. And that should be it. And all he needs to do is get through one more door. And now as Nilo is now entering basement with a perfect skip and Spyran into Mysterio, both of them looking really good on their runs here.
They're looking great. You couldn't have asked for better skips coming out from either of these runners. But now, you know, the burden rests upon Nilo to be able to get this Bugle's basement. But also, one thing to keep in mind, Spyran is very low on web cartridges going into warehouse here. So that is going to have to be something to take a look at. Nilo gets stuck on the wall here, has to go for another quick setup reset, but he is through. He's looking beautiful. He's got the full deload, but Spyran answers with a beautiful Mysterio on that left side. I mean, honestly, this race, both of these runners are so on point right now.
True.
It just really has come down to Rhino giving Nilo just a little bit more issues, and Spyran with just that pristine movement has kept him ahead.
Now, this is as we get there while Nilo's using my strat for Mysterio. As we get here, the thing is that warehouse, lasers, stopping the fog, all of that, those are the levels, right? Like, those are the levels that really make or break a run, especially, and it sucks that they come so late into the game, right? That it's just like, these are the run killers, but I do suspect that honestly, we're just going to see, as long as Spyran's game doesn't crash, right, we are going to see it get closer and closer as Nilo tries to peel this back. But that is kind of what we're on right now, right? Like, we're kind of on that Rhino was the decision maker. You know what I mean? Like, that Rhino, as you said, was the defined decision maker.
Oh my gosh, Spyran with these beautiful zips through the trench after coming off of a really good warehouse for himself. Nilo having to get a little bit of a safer out of bounds, looking for the jump. He's got it. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 fans gone. He just has to hit this trigger and he is through. So now it comes down to Doc Ock, but Spyran has 2 web cartridges. whereas Nilo has 4. So that could make a huge moment for Nilo going into Carnage, which is something that I'm sure Spyran is definitely thinking about. But he definitely, I mean, what more can he really do other than just keep going? You can't really just be expecting to do a whole bunch of other things. But, you know, the skips come in. He looks good. He's able to get that
And
fog
no crash. And no crash. But I will say this, though. With Soda's new Carnage that he has, you don't really need that many cartridges. So if oh, that was a beautiful zip from Nilo. Nilo also coming in with good zips on lasers. But with Soda's strat for Carnage, like, honestly, you don't need that many cartridges. So maybe he's been studying up. That's maybe why he doesn't care that much. Maybe he's been studying up, doing his research, doing his practice, and maybe we could see some crazy Carnage action.
Definitely. It would be something that we obviously would love to see and get to some crazy turnarounds happening. So it now is here. Will it be Spyran coming away with the 1 cycle, getting an unfortunate first generator drop, but that's perfectly okay. He's still in great range to be able to grab the comic if he wants it.
True.
Now Nilo is going to be coming up on to Doc Ock himself. So this is where it comes down to it. This is the level to make or break it. If Spyran is able to pull this off, he could be putting himself in a position for a bracket reset, which is exactly what he needs.
Now we're going to see these combos line up. And honestly, it's looking good. And there it is. And he's going into Carnage with 4 cartridges. Honestly, this might be enough if he picks up that extra cartridge where he doesn't have to go for the full Soda strat. But Nilo also coming into Doc Ock here. If I was both of them, my nerves would be going crazy. I don't know about you. It looks like he's opting for the normal strat here as Nilo getting ready for his second button. Man, and you can see Spyran jittering in his chair. Them nerves getting to him. Look, trust me, they would be. For me, they would be. They're getting to me just watching right now.
I think at this point, Spyran can feel a little bit more comfortable. I'm not going to jinx anything I don't want to jinx anything for Spyran, but he definitely has a ability to be feeling a little bit more comfortable in the position that he is in. So all he really has to do now is just get through Monster Rock. Now, Nilo, he's got good combos so far.
Yes,
he just has to get the dome, and he's got it. That's 2-1 cycles. Exactly what Nilo needed to keep himself in this race. The only thing that Nilo can do right now, though, unfortunately, is hope for some shenanigans on this
the
Monster
swag
Rock.
yank. We love the swag yank, and he's definitely going for the new strat of keeping Carnage and keeping this bubble up. He is definitely going for that new strat. And if you haven't seen it in action before, ladies and gentlemen, here it is. As Spyran's coming through Monster Rock, we are all praying that he does not fall out. Let's just keep that, keep that in the back of your head, that people have fallen out of this level. I don't know if any of these casters, have before. I wouldn't be able to be the one to tell you that. But Nilo looking really clean with his Carnage. And honestly, it's honestly Spyran's race to lose now. We might honestly be going to a Game 3 if you count the numbers, but a Game 2 if you're counting these games.
That is wild to see that this is going this route. Spyran has got, again, his beautiful movement. He got caught up a few times on some walls, but that's perfectly okay. He's still got a very, very comfortable lead for himself. Nilo getting a little stuck on those pipes, but even still, game number 1, I mean, at this point, you feel pretty comfortable if you are Spyran, knowing that you have been able to win this first race and just have to win one more. And really, I mean, you couldn't have asked for a closer first race. Both of these runners in the same level at the same time. I mean, they're both looking really, really solid. A couple of mishaps here and there, but honestly, you can just kind of chalk that all up to nerves. And so Spyran, he's got to be feeling really, really good as he gets ready to go for the second race. Because at this point, I mean, there's possibility for him to get like some camera shenanigans, but I don't think at this point there's really any major possibilities of him losing. because you know he's only got like one. He's got one more level to go, one more zip up, and he is through.
Now let's look at the final time before I say what I was about to say. Let's see, and it's a 29:18. Dude is right there with it with a low 29. And honestly, that's what he needed in this race. I will say it is crazy that it came down to Rhino. After everything, you could really say that Rhino is the thing that messed Nilo up, probably got to his nerves a little bit. And honestly, that Spyran took full advantage of that coming into it.
Absolutely. Spyran was able, I mean, and even looking at Spyran's race that he's had, like, he missed Nilo's PB by 2 seconds. So that still just shows the form that Spyran is in right now.
Spyran's in
He
peak
is
form.
just absolutely on the top of his game. He was saying in the interview that he was just feeling like he is playing the best that he ever has been, and it has easily been shown right here in this race.
As we get
Nilo
a
finishing up with a 30:09.
I will say this, Spyran even messed up on hostage.
And he had the death in police right after Scorpion.
That's crazy, man. This could have been an even lower time. Now that he must really be in peak form for sure. Honestly, I feel like they wanted like I'm pretty sure they wanted like a I'm pretty sure we're gonna go on a 5 or 10 minute break here to give their hands some sort of rest and the nerves to get out of their system. But yeah, we'll probably go on a 5 or 10 minute race, or 5 or 10 minute break. But I don't know if Spyran wants to show it now or at the end. I'm not sure, but we're doing it now. Okay, cool. We were planning if we went to a game to, if he wants to skip that last 2 cutscenes and get to where it's not playing music. We have something very exciting for y'all while they take a break. Let's get to it. As Spyran is trying to figure it out to change. There it is.
Ben Riley web shooters on.
Is that what's on his wrist? Yeah.
I think so. That's really cool.
There you go. Look at him. Yeah, look at him.
Yeah.
Might just save
It's
him.
gonna be tight.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, he's good.
He's done it. Yeah, okay.
He saved it. Oh no, Jesse!
No.
I think he's gonna show us something.
Oh, very, very nice. Studying up on his opponent, I see, as we go into the lead up to Venom 2. He's...
And we
Now
see
back to-
that
so back to
Spyran
crypto.
did give a shout out on the stream. So he has a lot of time that's going on.
He really does.
so far, and I think the skips now are going to make all the difference.
No!
Yes. Oh my
Chuck!
God! No
done a
way!
Jesse. He's done a Jesse.
Oh man!
What do we got? Oh, Fetty's studying. Oh,
Wait,
he's
what
the
is he doing?
Enter Electro 2 manual?
Oh, it looks like Zoe's about to take a nap.
Excellent. Feet off, headphones
The
off.
headphones off. The hoodie up.
Nice, he's
taking
out of
a
here.
Nap.
Trying to find something. Oh.
I love it. Amazing.
Okay, right. I hope
Spider-Cat.
he runs that for the rest of this race. I don't know how he'd do with the controller, like, but Lego. Are we? Oh, wait. Okay, he's Lego. He's Legoing. He's Legoing, guys. He's Legoing right now.
But it looks like Zoe deciding to get into a very heated conversation on the phone, presumably with the manager of the local Pizza Hut because they got his pizza wrong. But he is just incredulous to this person on the other end of the phone. One has to wonder, who could he possibly be talking to? Jesse, failing God pipes,
Classic.
I don't know if they do have any gimmicks, but you know,
There
we
it
shall
is.
see.
There's the video editor prowess of Spyran.
Dear Spider-Man community, what is Spyran saying to us? What? I think he doesn't realize he just showing us.
You are lowering the wrong paper, Spyran.
Well, Zoe looks like okay. Okay.
Batman.
What? That's the wrong. That's.
Get out of here.
Oh my goodness. Sacrilege. Honestly, that's not even anything to do with Spider-Man.
Byron pulling out his best. Caledonia, you're calling me. Now you're going home.
Hey, but that's another guitar.
Is that another guitar? And with a bit of bad luck on Fetty's side, I would be very unsurprised if he's pulling out the I hurt myself today. And it looks like Spyran is going to be playing a little bit of Slay the Spire. Or, I guess in this case, Slay the Spyran.
Oh, look at the comic that he's showing us. Papa gave that to him.
That's so sick to get like, such a high rating on that comic and get it like graded and stuff. So cool.
9.8? Jeez.
Hey, look, he has that comic.
Just give him the flat 10 at that point, right? Oh, he has that comic. And it also looks very familiar. Do you know where that's from?
Very dangerous, and you can even clip through the train. Ooh, a nice little desktop fidget toy.
Let's
Love
go. And this is why Soda has the camera on. I'll tell you that right now. Hello everybody. While the racers are taking a break, we do have a special surprise for you. Someone's wife decided to make an appearance. It's Bunta Mortis. How are you doing? It's everyone's favorite commentator here to break down what we just witnessed. I mean, honestly, what did we just witness?
I'm really impressed. Done a really good job. I wasn't sure if he was going to get a win. I really hoped that he would. Unborn baby's proud for now.
Hey, that's
Um,
what's up.
But yeah, no, it's been really good. It was such a close race. I do like a close race. It's really entertaining to watch. Although I don't feel like my heart could take it though.
Trust me, me and Zoe were freaking out that entire race. So
Oh,
I can
absolutely.
I can understand how you must be feeling.
Yeah, so Buncha, actually, I got a question for you. Being somebody who has never watched, never played this game before, and is now just been in kind of not introduced to the world of Spider-Man 2000 speedrunning through supporting Spyran in this tournament, how would you sum up your experience from a viewer perspective? You haven't ran the game, you never played the game, now you're just here watching. What's it been like for you?
I feel like it's been really weird, just like coming in and not being somebody who's properly part of the community, like in the sense of running the game and playing the game. But it's been really, really nice, and like I think it's really entertaining to watch for sure. And I think the commentating is always really good because it explains all the skips and why they're making the choices they're making, or ways that they could do a backup and things like that. And so I think it's really like entertaining to watch from that perspective. But as well, like everyone's just so nice and welcoming. So even like to somebody who's not even running the game, just the fact that it's like everyone's just so chatty and nice. It's just such a nice community, like that it's made me now want to be more involved in things. So it's been really, really nice.
Hey, that's awesome. And I'm just gonna say this: you hear that? Game's done quick. You hear what the viewers are saying, and you guys said no.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to GDQ for being Nintendo biased, but hey, it is what it is. But no, actually, in all seriousness, though, it's been nice to have an outside perspective, even whenever we don't have an extra commentator and you coming in. It's been nice to have an outside perspective, just kind of explain things how a normal viewer would watch it.
Yeah, true.
But honestly, in all reality, what do you think went wrong with the race on just like a fundamental level? Like, why was it so close? What did you see that could be improved coming into the second race?
Well, I know Rhino was a little bit scuffed for Nilo today, and I think
Right.
See, I don't feel like much went wrong, to be fair. It's hard because I'm obviously like a little bit biased, so I think I'm watching Spyran's race slightly more than I am Nyla's. But like Spyran scuffed up quite a bit. No offense, Spyran. So it is impressive that it was so close, because like not that many things went wrong, but then when one of them did go wrong, they managed to catch up to each other very quickly. And
Right.
so, yeah,
It was
I
just one of
couldn't
those
really give a
things.
specific thing that went wrong. It's hard. I think it's hard to tell, and I think because I don't always know exactly how everything could be like optimized to be smoother and faster. I think it is sometimes hard to then spot like those little things. I think those who run the game regularly do spot more.
Well, I mean, you're about to be one of those people coming up, so you
Yeah.
should have some more insight here soon.
Yeah, hopefully, but I can't honestly. I can't see myself doing right well, to be honest with you. I think my brain just works slightly differently. I watch these races and I just think I don't understand how everybody does such like an amazing job. Like every race I ever watch, like of everybody's, I just like I feel blown away.
Yeah, as my wife is pointing out, not dying would probably help. Yeah, true.
That's true.
Exactly. That's probably the best strategy. But honestly, if our runners give us the thumbs up here that they're ready, it might be time to just cut back and ask if the child has a name. Wait, that's what we're doing? And we'll probably ask off stream, all right?
Maybe when the child's born.
Yeah, maybe when the child is born, then everybody will Like maybe Spyran will do a reveal. Who knows? He might use might
Yeah.
use them for content for real.
It's not been quite decided yet. We both argue on names.
I mean, as you know, parents I guess always do, right?
That's true. That's true.
But honestly, you've been awesome. Like, thank you for commentating. Honestly, we can't wait to have you as part of the community, and I can't wait to have you during the No Skips tournament. It's gonna be great. But I think both runners are ready now, so we can actually get into it. But thank you for your analysis on the situation, and it's always appreciated.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much for including me in the community and things.
Of course, of course.
Right, I'll hand back to Spyran now.
Yep.
All right. So here we go, guys. It is going to come down to this. One more race decides your champion. Will it be Nilo or will it be Spyran? The predictions are in on the chat, and we are seeing significantly more love for Spyran in this second game than what we were seeing in game number 1. Spyran is looking good, continuing to keep that dapperness up. He just has to win one more race, and he will be good to go. Runners are ready. So, Mr. Willie Fetty, for the final time in this tournament, let's go ahead and count them down, and let's get this race. You guys, I want to see the hype in chat. Show some love for your favorite runners so that way they will know who all is supporting them throughout this time. And without further ado, the final race of the grand finals will begin right now.
3, 2, 1, go. Let's see if both of them are paying attention. Is the real thing.
Nilo is definitely not paying attention once again, but it looks like his auto splitter worked right away, and that's perfectly okay. Once again, we are in it and ready to go. Spyran coming off of his game 1 victory, just needs to win this one. Nilo also needing to win this race as well. This is the do or die moment for either runner. The
This is
winner
going to
here,
determine the champion.
absolutely, the championship race. Nilo once again choosing to go through the middle.
I wonder if that has anything to do with the fact that he's not confident going in the side in a race. I have no idea, though, because I can't speak from his perspective. All I know is that Spyran's got to be feeling high coming off of that last race, especially with just everything that happened with him dying, all of that stuff. He's got to be feeling a new level of confidence coming off of there.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if you're Spyran, you just got to be feeling really good. You come off of one good run that was really, really close to your opponent's PB. So at this point, I mean, you got to be feeling pretty comfortable if you're Spyran. For Nilo, he's probably thinking he might have to pull out something crazy if he's going to win.
Ooh, the J-Boy's looking a little rusty from Nilo. You can probably tell that the fingers are twitching here as Spyran is about to go back into hostage situation, going for the pause strat, really. You don't really see that too much on PlayStation. You see it more on N64, but getting a little lost with the hostages. But hey, not gonna jinx it yet, right? But it looks like he's doing a lot better job than last time, as Nilo is getting right through there. So we should see, honestly, probably a closer race. I'm hoping this time, right? Oh, Nilo close, and that zip saving him right there.
Do not start jinxing him right at this point. Fetty, Nilo, though,
that's my job.
Through.
That's my job, man. My job is to commentate and jinx. All right, I can't help it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Gotta get those caster curses in where you can. Spyran going for bomb clip, takes a couple of tries, but does manage to sneak his way through. Nilo coming up on it himself. Had some pretty cheeky bomb strats earlier in game number 1. Let's see if that will be what he's gonna try and pull out here. Gets a beautiful first try, and he's looking really, really good.
Dude's going for the swaggiest buttons I've ever seen. I don't think anybody ever does that. They always jump for the cartridge. As Spyran getting a 139 on bomb. Nilo is trying. He is zooming right now to try to catch up.
Oh my gosh, this is gonna be a 140. Okay, 141. Definitely some time save there for Nilo, but I think coming out of this, Spyran might have a brief lead, but it's really not that much. This can still shift at any point in time.
You are absolutely correct. As we get to everyone's favorite level, Race to the Bugle, a lot of web swinging, a lot of stuff like that. And then it's also the level before the biggest RNG level in the game, which is Scorpion. But we'll get to there when we get to there. Y'all saw it last race. We'll get there, though. Nilo deciding to take a different swing route here. I don't know if we commented on it last time, but he decides to go left just to be able to line himself up with this left corner. I don't know if that wastes any time. I just do know that it is a better angle to go on, as we see some beautiful zips from Spyran getting caught on the wall, though, but is able to readjust and line himself up. Looking to actually not go for all the swing cancels and climb on top, as Nilo also getting some really good swings.
Nilo, he's going for it. I think overall, Nilo definitely with a bit of a cleaner bugle there than what Spyran was able to pull out. But Spyran still able to hold on to about 2 seconds. Again, that can all shift here. Let's see who Scorpion chooses to love in game number 2. He seemed to love both runners in game number 1. Will that happen again? Spyran looking very, very clean. Doesn't even have to worry about J. Jonah Jameson at all. Nilo, unfortunately, though, gets cut out. J. Jonah Jameson says that he will not be his friend, and Scorpion's going to take a long time to get through the door. This is a very unfortunate situation for Nilo.
Now we're hoping for a better chase from Spyran here, but also I was going to comment that I saw Jonah run to the potted plant for Nilo, and I was like, uh-oh, this might be over. Glad I didn't say anything, because it's better to be a surprise for the audience that doesn't know. But Spyran looking like he's having a cleaner chase here, as Nilo is just now entering into it. So we shall see how this run is going, because it is looking like luck might be on Spyran's side a little bit.
Maybe for now, anything can change, but Spyran finishing up his police chopper chase. He is sitting at a very, very comfortable lead right now. Just, has to hold on to it, make sure he doesn't lose it all. Just has to keep making his way downtown. Nilo.
Missing an X button press there, but it's okay, or a space button, sorry, press there. It's okay, though, as he does recover and get some good, clean swings to the building. Now, we're going to see if Nilo decides to go for the cheeky little extra zip here that does actually save more time than people give it credit for. But it's very hard, and Nilo, almost falling, or not though. Spyran, he's almost falling here, as Nilo just going for the normal little zip strats here. Taking his time, maybe that comes back to haunt him, or maybe, just maybe, that comes back to save him by being a little bit safer.
It's hard to know in certain situations when is it time to go for a strat that you're not very familiar with. I thought about it a few times throughout the tournament in my own races, where I when it came to scale the girders Spiderfly, I was like, hey, I know this, I could go for it, but every single time I just wasn't quite consistent enough in practice to be able to really reliably pull it out. And even Waterfront, I wasn't sure. But then immediately in round number 1 against Chuck, I knew that in order to win that race, I had to get Waterfront. So then I pulled out Waterfront and managed to get it, allowing me to win that race. But, those are the decisions that these runners are probably thinking about the entire time. They aren't just thinking about executing where they're currently at, but they also have to be thinking ahead. Is this trick worth it to go for, or is this something that I cannot afford to lose time on if I fail? Nilo almost completely zips his way through that building before the missiles. Spyran getting the Spiderfly in the girders, and he is through. He's looking good.
True. And also another thing to think about here is probably what both of them are thinking about, because they're not watching the stream. What both of them have to think about is my opponent ahead of me? And that is going to dictate they're going to have to look at their time and be like, is there any chance that my opponent's ahead of me? Because if they're thinking that, then they're going to have to go for riskier and riskier strats just to try to catch up. So that's what I would say. Nilo nailing the Spiderfly, as Spyran gets some beautiful swings around the buildings there. And honestly, is on his way to Rhino, getting the perfect cut towards the barrel. Not really gaining momentum, though, but honestly, it doesn't matter, because he still made it. So that's all that matters.
Spyran making it through, looking absolutely beautiful. Nilo, though, getting stuck, gets shot while he's in the air.
Uh-oh. We love that from the FaZe police out here. Spyran also giving another hug. Nilo getting stuck on the buildings. I was typing my FaZe police emote. Nilo getting stuck on the buildings and having to take a little bit of time and losing a lot of height here. But probably is going to be able to recover. Spyran only getting punched once, but being able to recover on Rhino really well and he is leaving Rhino as Nilo is entering Rhino. So pause. But we are getting to that point where, you know, these little mistakes, this is what I was talking about during the Soda Spyran race. These little mistakes are the things that might actually just cost the entire race.
Absolutely. And right now, Spyran has been just excelling where he can. Nilo, though, is going for the combo. It's looking really good for him so far.
Yeah.
He's getting that timing, and he just needs one more good combo. Oh, but he gets smacked right at the very end. But a quick web dome to finish it off. Definitely a much better Rhino than what we were seeing from him in game number 1. And he's got to be feeling a lot more comfortable with that, because you just don't know what can happen with Rhino. So that's got to be, if you're Nilo, you got to be feeling good.
I would be feeling fantastic, and Spyran playing it a little bit more safe on this Venom. Honestly, I can guarantee you he was panicking. Nilo just keeps getting stuck on buildings here. If anybody doesn't know how momentum works in this game, you keep your momentum by not sticking, which you would think, hey, it's a Spider-Man game, I should stick to walls. Not in a running environment. That's not how we do it in these runs. So you lose all momentum. But he still is going to beat Venom to the checkpoint, which is really good. But honestly, what we're trying to do is push Venom forward. So sometimes in this area, it could be bad for him. But we're going to see Spyran exiting the cutscene. Is Nilo going to go for a big boy again? We'll see if Venom jumps with him, and he does. So that is 2 in a row that we get a really good Venom chase one from Nilo, even with those sticks on the building. As Spyran's nearing probably, honestly, in my opinion, the hardest part about this entire level is trying to beat Venom to this last location without losing him. Some perfect swings from Spyran's going to have to wait a second until he sees that meter move, and he is good. Looking, dude, I saw it in chat, but Spyran is looking confident.
He is definitely looking. You can see there's significantly less nerves for him in the second game than what you were seeing in game number 1, which honestly, you can't really be too surprised with the race that he was able to have in game number 1. He knows that as long as he can put up the same race or slightly better, Nilo has to come out with a PB in order to win.
Yep.
Now, anything can still happen, so Spyran can't just take his foot off the gas and chillax his way to the end, but he definitely can be feeling pretty confident as he goes, as he finishes up his racing.
Definitely. We saw a really good end there for Nilo. He waited a little bit too long just to be safe. But, I mean, honestly, like you always say in these races, better safe than sorry. And we're going to see Spyran with some good tips here. And honestly, let's see a little bit longer of a spawn for Nilo. Not too long, but longer than he was probably hoping on this Venom 1. So I honestly, as y'all are watching Venom 1, I'm watching Spyran's under the pipes here. Because honestly, not even going for a safety sip, this man is locked in.
He is so locked in, ready to go. And honestly, Spyran, you know, if there's gonna be one thing that would be wild, is if Spyran just been waiting to pull out that 27 here in this run. Do I expect it to happen? No, but that would be pretty dang wild for Spyran to pull out. He is sitting a little bit behind his PB right now, but that is perfectly okay.
When he pulled out the 28, he was also sitting a little bit behind his PB. So let's you know, put some respect on Spyran's name as Nilo opts to not go under the pipes until this last one here and dies for it. Oh
no! He tries to go under on the last pipe, but the game said no. He's not able to swing, and he falls. On the other side, though, we've got Spyran immediately going for pipes. He's looking so clean with it. Just absolutely gorgeous. But yeah, the big unfortunate fall on the side of Nilo in like one of the worst levels to fall, because that is almost a full minute of time. Nilo was already sitting about a level behind, and now he just has a bigger deficit, and he really just Nilo's gonna have to start doing some crazy stuff if he wants to win this one out. Spyran, though, is gonna park himself on the subway, get a little comfortable, and he definitely is gonna be taking a nice little break here. He's got to be feeling really good.
Look, this is, if I was Spyran, this is where I go get the towel for my hands. This is where I go wash my hands, go to the bathroom, make sure I'm here. You know what I mean? Like,
Is
and
Spyran just trying to
breathe.
do a magic trick?
It looks like it. He is in the magic outfit get up, but while you are looking at, oh, he's boxing Nilo. Wow, with the call out. Dude's an entire level and a half ahead and is calling him out. But we're going to see it. Nilo struggling to get the first swing on God Pipes as we roll around here. Has to go for that third pipe, but is able to save himself with the last pipe on Atheist Pipes, and we are through. So luckily, as some smart man once said, you know, on pipes, even though you didn't get God Pipes, it's better than dying.
Byron's doing the kick combo. Oh, there's the web balls.
Web balls.
Wow. Spyran is channeling his inner Peter Parker. He knows he needs that energy to keep himself up in this race. Nilo
Definitely.
now is hopping onto the subway himself. That was wild.
That's crazy. I'm over here trying to give Nilo compliments, and he's over here boxing right now. So, I mean, it is what it is. But, yeah, no, what I was saying about Nilo, though, is some wise man once told me, getting stuck on a pipe on God Pipes is better than dying. So, that's how that goes. True. But, honestly, Spyran's getting close to finishing Subway. Nilo just starting. Honestly, if you're Nilo in this situation, with how many mess ups, you know Spyran's ahead of you at this point if Spyran hasn't messed up at all, or at least you're thinking that. So really, this is where Nilo needs to pull out something he's been hiding from us in Discord and not saying anything to us. You know, a credits warp or something. This is kind of where he needs to pull that out.
Absolutely. And Spyran right now, though, he's just looking so good. He is feeling very confident. He's got more than enough web cartridges, so he's just going to keep throwing out those impact webs, not letting any of those lizards do anything. And he's not going to get, like, the fastest subway, but he's... Oh, no, he does.
That is that is almost a perfect super train. It was a little bit, you know, behind where you can actually go, but that was a really good subway right there. As he enters the gauntlet. Chat, put up the gauntlets on screen. Spyran, whenever you're editing this, go ahead and put up the words gauntlet with the impact font. We are entering into it right now. So we'll see if he lines it up. Almost gets it again. You can see him just pop right out of it. And no lizard spitting at him this time, so he's going to be able to go right through.
Beautiful stuff from Spyran. He's got to be starting the gauntlet, getting that first one out of the way. It always just feels good, especially when you get through it with not too many headaches. So Spyran just has to continue to keep doing what he's doing, and he's going to be looking really, really good. Nilo about to be finishing up Subway. He has to start pulling out something crazy, but we've got Spyran here. He's going to get clipped through, and he is easily through on hidden switches. Now, Tunnel Crawl. This is an area where Spyran has a opportunity to make some stuff up from his last run. He fell during race number 1 against Nilo, and so this is an opportunity for him to be able to kind of make some time back up, but a fall is definitely what Nilo will want to be looking for.
Nilo's honestly looking for about 3 falls and a miss skip at the end of this right now, so with how much time is behind. But I will say this, that those zips are looking really good for Spyran, and Nilo coming out of the train with 10 cartridges, actually looking like he's running no skips right now. And Nilo almost getting the setup too, as we see Spyran entering into, honestly, like one of the harder, though I would say harder, one of the weirdest skips in the game. It's hard to get the timing right as Nilo gets his feet wet a little bit. And Spyran locked in as Nilo's entering hidden switches. Spyran is locked in. We should see this go, and there it is.
Ooh, Spyran got a little funky there with some of his flying, but he makes it through. He's going to be setting himself up for the maze fall. And now we've got Nilo as well going for hidden switches. Gets a beautiful clip through, and that is gorgeous. Spyran falls through the floor. He's getting the zips. Got a little high on one of them, but he managed to keep himself up, and he is through.
Penny fall right there. That's what we love to see, and that's what he honestly, that he's got to be feeling super confident at this point. He's hit everything with precision. He's entering his maze right now. This man loves the no-look zips. He doesn't care if he's loses time. He just wants to zip. And that's what you're about to see here, is this man loves those zips. As Nilo is at the run killer level, honestly, he is good with that zip. He could just crawl right through, and we're going to see if he can lock and load for the skip as well. Spyran having a little trouble on this last time, getting into the wall. I can't blame him. Gets it first try this time with the eyesight. Oh, no, wait. Is he going for what I think he's for?
Oh my gosh,
Oh, wait, he is. He's going for it.
No
way.
In the grand finals. Out the cutscene skip.
And Nilo with
a complete loss for words. If that does not show the level of confidence on this man, I don't know what does. That is peak Spider-Man play right there.
And let me tell you something. I didn't see his timer turn red. I didn't see no bell. As Nilo's lining up for Fetty Fall, we get 2 perfect spawns from Venom again. Are we going to get a third one? Because that would be crazy. And he gets the third one. What is going on? He's shaking his head because he knows he's on timing right now. That's what I'm talking about. As Nilo is entering maze, we're seeing some crazy stuff right now. Nilo getting some crazy zips out here. Oh my gosh, dude. What a race. Dude. Nilo getting crazy. Oh no! He trusted the swing. Spyran lining up for Bugle though, and Nilo's gonna have to pull a miracle back to honestly get back to where he was. Spyran is running out of control. Someone take the controller from this man. He gave the controller to his wife. I saw it.
Spyran is just unstoppable right now. He is just playing completely out of his mind, and as we say it though, struggles to get the clip on the first try, isn't getting the clip on the second one.
I was gonna say 3rd time's a charm, but hey, look, he does have time to reset here. Big dog, I didn't hear no bell is kind of what he's thinking in his mind right now. As Nilo enters into Venom, Spyran finally getting out. That's what he needed right there. He needed that little boost, but I will say, dude with the cutscene skip was on timing. I'm just going to put it that way.
Dude, that was wild. I was not ready for him to just be like, oh, hold on, let me just pull this out. That was seriously just one of the craziest things I think we could have ever experienced in this. I feel so bad for Nilo, but it is going to be a hard race for him to try and make it up here. It's not impossible. He's got a solid Venom too, but he definitely is going to be hoping for some sort of miracle.
Look, man, I'm not the type of person to call it, right? We got to see Spyran's basement. We got to see his warehouse. But I mean, listen, man, the only thing I can say is you really have to hope, in Nilo's mind, he has to hope that Spyran misses everything, and then his ego, and then Spyran's ego takes over and he keeps trying him. That's really kind of what you're hoping for here. But Spyran with a beautiful basement clip, you really can't ask for anything better than that, as Nilo got the bugle clip and got the perfect trigger. So honestly, Nilo's putting up a fight still. Nilo has not lost that confidence and is still coming in. We might be able to see Elevator here on first try, gaining a little bit of ground. And Spyran's in Mysterio. We're going to see if he goes for first-person shooter mode, ends up dropping, so he's going to have to go for the full route here. And honestly, we might not see under the presses from Nilo. We're probably going to see the normal one. Yes, we are. But honestly, this is what Nilo's hoping for, is that Spyran would mess up a little bit on Mysterio.
Yeah, Spyran kind of struggling a little bit, not able to get some of those impact webs off, but Nilo, he is having some struggles getting caught on wall after wall after wall. And, you know, Spyran's still sitting very comfortable. Nilo able to get the skip, but Spyran has one more final major skip he has to go through here, as we see that Fetty indeed has that comic.
I do indeed.
Into warehouse.
Man, it's almost like we had a highlight reel of that. But yeah, no. So we see Warehouse being lined up right here, going for the quick strats, and Nilo not jumping on basement. Was not expecting to zip that far away, as Spyran looks perfect right now, lined up and hits it perfectly. Nilo unfortunately failing basement. It has been taking a lot of people's lives this level, so I honestly can't blame him. But we have a little bit of a break on Spyran's side from him going into lasers just to focus on Nilo for a minute. Honestly, since we're here, how is this race shaping up for you? We've seen a lot of crazy stuff happen.
It's been wild. My heart goes out to Nilo in this because, he fought so hard being one of the bigger underdogs in this whole tournament. He is just, he wanted it, and he came out and just got these crazy times. And honestly, though, if you're Nilo, you can't be feeling bad for the situation that you were in, because he was able to put all of the top runners into the losers bracket and to get where he is. So just an incredible performance from him in this entire tournament.
Definitely, and honestly, you can't chalk it up to him being any better. Like, he is just like, he's been playing at a top level this whole time. Unfortunately, some of these skips didn't go his way, but I mean, hey, it's the way of Spider-Man 2000 for the RG not to be on your side. But Spyran also going for skipping the fog here. Let's not hope for a crash, but I guarantee you Nilo is looking for that crash right now. And we see it doesn't crash, so Nilo is going to go into Warehouse as Spyran is entering Doc Ock as we speak. Man, what a crazy race, crazy finals. Good jump in recovery from the barrel. Nilo having to reposition himself here as we wait on this very, very long cutscene that I wish we could figure out a way to skip on Spyran's end. But man, what a crazy race though. Like, man, the heart, the blood flowing. We see new skips. And Nilo not lined up for Warehouse though. These skips are taking his life right now, man. Holy. It had to have been that realignment. Spyran coming in to Doc Ock at a 24-30. I'm not going to say anything right now. So we're not going to talk about it at all. Nilo going for the crazy one because he failed the first one. Going for the crazy one. Let's see if he hits it. He does. Nilo is insane, man. Nilo just showing off now. If he goes for the comic here, then he's like for real just showing off. But yeah, no. Nilo being crazy with it. We're about to see Spyran coming in for this one cycle here. Honestly, doing the Lord's work. The crazy thing is with how many people can one cycle, couldn't be me. That's a dropped input. Oh no!
Spyran doesn't get it by a centimeter. It is just, oh man.
Yeah, that I heard I was watching Nilo's screen and I heard the drop input. Oh no. But that's what you get for running on PlayStation, folks. If you ever ran on PlayStation, drop inputs go burr.
Drop inputs do indeed go burr, and so does the world record potential. But seriously though, Spyran with a crazy freaking run.
Honestly,
I think this is the only major mistake we can really give him, other than Elevator.
Man was running his heart out, and that's the crazy thing is, man came here to win. He said, "I want it." He's like, "I want it more," and we were able to see that today. Like, honestly, dude. But I will say, congratulations to look. I guess anything can happen on Monster Rock, right? Good carnage there, Spyran.
Oh man, Spyran is struggling a little bit.
Good carnage there, Spyran. He recovered very well, but like all I gotta say is anything can happen, right? Like anything can happen. But if nothing crazy out of the ordinary happens, like Nilo should be very proud of himself right now. Like you were saying, he did bop all the top runners into losers. This man is built different, but him coming to another platform off of PC as well, and being able to play PlayStation on mouse and keyboard, something that not a lot of people can even fathom, right? Like, it's just, he's done super well in this tournament. But Spyran just wanted it more. You know what I mean? He just wanted it more.
Definitely. I mean, you know, Spyran, he just came out, did the crazy things. Even with the lead, he was still deciding to go for just every possible thing that he could. And he wanted it, and he definitely secured that victory. So, well, not quite secured yet, I guess you could say. He could technically still clip out of bounds twice, or some other random shenanigans could happen.
Right.
So you don't really know what could happen at this point. But either way, Spyran is looking as pretty well secured as he could. Nilo managing to snag that Doc Ock 1 cycle.
Yeah, that if only they were a little closer, that would have been the difference maker right there too. It's crazy to me to think, man, that like, you know, these are like at their level, man. Just one or two small mistakes just starts really affecting the entire run. And honestly, you could tell that Nilo was getting a little nervous by missing a lot of his skips that, you know, we know he could hit in his sleep, right? So honestly, Spyran came here to win. He proved it now that, you know, why, I guess as of now, why he's the best PlayStation runner of all time, right? He's the best 80% runner as of right now. And he just showed up in these races today and said, you know what, this is my category. Let me go ahead and show y'all why.
Yeah, absolutely. He did exactly that. And it just, he's got to be feeling really good. And he is securing that legacy for himself, especially as this is the debut tournament for us as a community, and Spyran will now be cemented as the first ever tournament winner. And so it definitely, you got to be feeling really good, knowing that is exactly who you are, is being that first ever tournament winner. And Spyran's got to be feeling great. I'm sure he's a little bit bummed to have lost the world record to right there at the end, but with that, Spyran cements it. That is time. Congratulations to Spyran, the winner of the Spider-Man 2000 PlayStation Any Percent tournament. Spyran taking a bow. Very much well-deserved. A great run from him to finish out this tournament. Nilo, unfortunately, getting a little stuck, but he does keep himself alive. Nilo just going to be playing with his tail between his legs because Monster Hawk is going to really give him the beatdown to finish off his tournament run. But Nilo, again, being somebody who doesn't run PlayStation, not used to it, coming out, dethroning so many Titans, and just bringing himself all the way to the grand finals, and in a winner's brackets format. You know, exactly. Nilo was the one who was on top going into this match. And
it was his race to lose, and we just saw that happen.
Yeah, absolutely. So huge GG's to Nilo as well. He did a great job and did absolutely phenomenal. So definitely give all the round of applause to all the runners. And just like that, this tournament's over.
It's crazy man. It's been a big part of our lives for the past couple of months, and just to, you know, to see the ending and to see who's came out on top. It's been a really fun tournament to watch, a really fun tournament to cast, honestly, and be a part of, as Nilo ends with a 30-56. You know, honestly, I can't say enough. These runners are amazing. There's a reason that they're the top two, right? And honestly, if Nilo wants to hop in here, we do have a statement from the organizer of the tournament. He said, GG's, amazing grand finals, incredible show that you guys both put on. And thank you, commentators, runners, and every chatter who has supported the tournament. Our final podium is as follows: Sodalier in third place with the bronze medal, Nilo in second place with the silver, and number one with the gold medal is a person who's probably already here. It is Spyran. So honestly,
GG's.
guys.
Oh, wow.
GG.
Yeah.
Honestly, guys, great races from both of y'all. Honestly, going back to back like that, you really, like, the pressure was on. I can just go ahead and start out by asking Spyran the first question. Did you get a confidence boost from that first race?
Yeah, I'd say definitely. The first race, I felt very like I'd done like bits of practice, but I didn't want to come in like having done like loads of runs beforehand. So I didn't come in with like multiple runs under my belt today. So I feel like that first race, just because it was a bit shaky, still managing to kind of pick up momentum then and win that first one, definitely helped in the second race, and that hopefully kept it going, which it did. So yeah, I'm very, very happy. Very, very happy. I mean, how can I not be? Gosh, yeah, very happy.
Right. Well, let's switch over to Nilo real quick before we get too deep into the questions here. But Nilo, man, what a showing from you. Honestly, everyone in chat, give it up. Everyone who's watching in the future, give it up. This man right here came from PC, came over to PlayStation, took out all the top dogs, and then said, you know what? Here go 2 more for y'all. And now he is your second place finish. And being a PC runner, not even a PlayStation runner, it's got to feel amazing, Nilo. Let me hear it. How was everything?
Man, bad runs.
Oh, no.
And the first one, I lost a lot of time in the first half of the game. From Subway on, it was like a pretty decent run, but the first half was horrible in that race. While in this run, like 3 deaths was
wild.
Man.
Look, man, all I gotta say is, even though that this race may not have been your best showing, I will say that this race is solidified you as one of the best like runners in this game. You need to give yourself some pats on the back. Like, not a lot of people can say that they've beat, the PlayStation GOATs all by themselves after only a couple months, or like a month of practice. So congratulations to you. I just want to know, like, besides the deaths, right? Was there any other spots that you think you could have cleaned up a little more?
Well, apart from the deaths, I don't think like the rest of the run was like bad. I mean, my movement wasn't bad. Like, really, these 3 deaths like completely ruined the run, because they took a huge time, especially the first one. Like, sewer entrance. I don't know why Spider-Man didn't swing there, really.
We were wondering too. In the commentator's booth, we were also wondering that same thing.
I also tried to swing up, but I was, I think, too close to the final platform, so I wasn't like below the pipe, so I wasn't able to swing up, unfortunately.
Right. Well, honestly, congratulations. Honestly, you stepped into the ring and you boxed with the god, and you did a very, very good job. But I do have to move over to Spyran for just a second. Our champion, the dude who has the crown on his head for the first ever of big race event that we have done. You will go down, for anyone who ever searches for our game in the future. Your history is now cemented in everything, Spyran. How are you feeling?
Yeah, just crazy, man. Like, honestly, yeah, to say so I picked this game up. It's probably like nearly like a year. I feel like anniversary almost of me, like my first couple of runs, which is crazy. So yeah, I feel like I've really, really proud of how well I've done, to just all the things that have gone on like in this past couple of months in the races. Obviously the world record was like incredible and like an amazing achievement, which is just like, yeah, no words for that. Yeah, just like props to everyone, honestly. It's been absolutely fantastic. Not especially like massive props to Nilo as well, to have, like you say, to come from PC to PlayStation as someone who has now gone and tried PC. It is like a different ball game. So for Nilo to have adapted to a arguably worse version of the game, maybe that's not arguable. Maybe that's not really arguable. Just straight up is. To have to learn new timings for things, new like with the input lag that you just don't have on PC. To have learned that in such a short amount of time, come in and bopped so many people, including me, obviously, like bopped me in the first, like our first face off. Yeah, I can't say enough like good things about Nilo, and same goes for everyone. Like, what an incredible tournament this has been, and I can only thank everyone who's participated and allowed me, I guess, to reach this point and be the winner. Crazy stuff.
Definitely, man. Definitely, man. I didn't want to comment on it, so I just said I'm not going to comment on it. But after you went for the big boy strat of cutscene skipping lizard maze, I watched your split and I didn't see a red, and I was like, I'm not gonna say anything about that. But how are you feeling with the possibility that you actually could have went all the way in this last run of the tournament?
Yeah, that was quite funny. Yeah, so I came in. Obviously we got the 3 perfect venom spawns as well, which was like what even are the chances of that? So that was when it went into the minus. I was on minus 8.3 coming out of Venom 2, and Elevator Descent just decided to ruin my day. I guess
Elevator said, "No
Elevator
fun
said,
for
"No,
you."
do you know what? Actually, you've had one. No more.
We gave you 3 perfect venoms.
Exactly. I had enough luck, clearly. But yeah, the cutscene skip. See, I've been kind of workshopping that cutscene skip for Lizard Maze. I think that alternate route that I take is technically, it's like if you do it perfectly and you get into the kind of behind the text again in that second corridor, it says you're about 2 seconds. It's still not as fast as jumping over the top and kind of swinging your way through to hit the cutscene skip. But it's like if you do it perfectly, it's like 2 seconds faster. And I thought, well, if this is my last race, I want to try and throw it in there. So I thought,
might as well show it off.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, dude, congratulations to you both. I mean, there's really not much, to say besides like because Spyran did win, right? Like we have to give props. Everybody give hand claps to Spyran for, if you have the clapping Drake emoji, go ahead, right? Like Spyran is our winner of this entire tournament. And honestly, who could have predicted it, right? Like who predicted this at the start? I don't know who. It couldn't have been me. But I will say this, that I did not expect Nilo to be here. And so, Nilo, you coming all the way through, don't feel disappointed in yourself. You are, like, in my heart, you are still a champion for being able to get this far. So, congratulations on these races from both of y'all. Congratulations on your placements on the tier, where you guys are. And Nilo, what can we expect next from you?
Well, I think I will try and get the sub 29 on PS1 because I think I can get that. A few runs that I could got the sub 29 already, but I messed up something like Doc Ock or Waterfront Warehouse. Like my PB has a huge time loss there. Like without that would have been like a 28, 59 or 58. So I know I can get that.
I was about to say, look, man, I know you, and I know you got it. So we're gonna be. So what you're saying is to expect more PlayStation streams from you?
I don't know. I think that I will grind for the 80% easy for PS1, but then I think I will go back to the PC port because I want to improve a lot of PBs there because I think I can improve them, like easy, hard, 100%, all comics. Quite a few runs that I want to do for the PC port. I know I can improve.
You hear that, Ink Blowout? He is coming for your records. He's coming for your records and then coming for Burke's Kid Mode record. But yeah. But yeah, no.
I already took that.
Yeah, I know you did. I'm just saying you're taking it again. But honestly,
okay.
Honestly, I think that we have something special, like to keep the stream going for a little bit, as in like one more race, not any percent, but we have one more race with some competitors. Honestly, if there's anyone in chat who didn't see the message in the Discord, but you're part of the Discord and want to join, definitely let us know like ASAP. Because we have a little bit more surprise. It is our grand final. Was our grand final match. Now we are transitioning into something else. But Nilo, honestly, shouts out to you for being a champ and just rocking out and making this very competitive. And Spyran, honestly, shouts out to you for being the champion. And what before we go, what can we see next from you?
For me, yeah, I guess hopefully just some more Spider-Man stuff. I do want to try and crack some more categories and maybe kind of transition away from any percent easy now, and maybe move on to some other things. I do want to try and drop the hardware any percent a little bit lower, so maybe that's the one I do come back to a little bit. But
Thanks, man.
yeah, sorry. But yeah, I think other categories, I want to crack on with some other categories. I know I've done some offline stuff, and I want to try and crack on with some other things as well. Enter Electro, I want to go back to that as well. I've not been running that really like at all, minus one or two couple of runs during this tournament. So I do want to go and do some Enter Electro as well. And I guess lastly is I want to try and add another game to my speedrun kind of catalogue, since we're at 2 at the minute, which is quite low. So I want to try and get to 3. I guess, I don't know, it's not really a spoiler, but I'll just, the one I'm looking at the minute is Toy Story 2, the PC version of Toy Story 2. So that is what I'm potentially, maybe you'll see something of that in the future.
Look, I'm just saying you should join me and Burke on the dark side and come speedrun Resident Evil 3 remake with us.
True, actually. Do you know, I haven't even played that through casual. I've got it on my Steam account. I haven't even played that yet. So
But you should join the dark side with us.
Yeah, I should.
But we got to get everything set up, guys. But hey, look, first off, let's shout out Crypto. Everybody give hand claps for Crypto for putting on one of the best tournaments that we've ever had. And our first tournament that really got notoriety and got the community together. So thank you so much to Crypto for putting on this entire thing and getting us motivated to actually keep running this game. And then also shout out to you guys, chat, for just being here and making sure that we still have that faith and still have that faith in our ability, and seeing other people cheering us on really helped us out. So y'all give yourself a round of applause. And honestly, shout out to every single competitor that's ran in this race and every single person in this community. Without you guys, this wouldn't have been possible. So thank you all so much. We do need to set up for stuff. Someone is dying in the background. It sounds like Nilo is doing dishes or something. But we will be back shortly after we get everything set up for our next race. It is not an any percent, like I said, it's a no skips, but we shall see y'all soon. And thank you guys to everything. There he is. There's the boy. There's the boy. If you missed the interview, there's the boy.
I can't do that. So he's beat me there.
But thank you guys. We are going to try to keep everything going. But thank you guys. And thank you guys for checking out the whole tournament. And live from New York is Saturday. I'm just playing now, but hey, y'all have a great night.
Damn, and he's just done that crazy.